You push a soft-sided carrier through the airport door, and the lobby air smells like coffee and jet fuel. The carrier breathes with a faint snore. Your cat's whiskers twitch when a luggage trolley rattles by. At the gate, the announcement buzzes. A child's laugh bounces off the tile, and your stomach tightens, because you don't know if that carrier will be accepted or sent into cargo. I want to walk you through this step by step, so the next airport sound you hear is the soft thump of your pet's paws on a plane, not a clerk's denial. Start at home.
If your flight happens to be canceled or delayed, Compensair will help you get compensation for the inconvenience and get your money back without wasting time on red tape. Get a refund for your canceled flight right.
First, measure your pet and then the carrier you plan to use. Airlines expect the carrier to fit under the seat in front of you for in-cabin travel. That means your pet must be able to stand, turn, and lie down comfortably inside the carrier. Weigh both the pet and the carrier together. Many airlines set a maximum combined weight for cabin travel. Next, call your veterinarian. You'll need up-to-date vaccinations and often a recent health certificate, typically issued within 10 days of travel for domestic trips and sometimes 48 hours for international legs. Check the destination rules. If your pet is on medication or has anxiety, get the vet's advice now. Don't assume sedation is safe. Many vets and airlines strongly discourage sedating animals because it can interfere with breathing at altitude. Before you book, call the airline. Even if the website shows pets allowed, you must reserve a pet spot. Most aircraft limit a handful of in-cabin pets per flight, and those spots go quickly. Ask a customer service agent to confirm the carrier dimensions that will work for the exact aircraft on your route. Websites often list standard specifications that don't reflect smaller regional planes used on connecting legs. Ask about breed restrictions, weight limits, seasonal cargo embargoes, and whether the airline allows pets in cargo on your dates. Get a reservation number or email confirmation for the pet that protects you at check-in. At the airport, arrive earlier than usual. Check-in counters won't bend the rules if the carrier is too large or the pet paperwork is missing. If they can't board you, rebooking costs and stress rise fast. At security, you'll be asked to remove the animal from the carrier so the empty carrier can pass through the X-ray. Carry a shoulder strap or harness so you can hold your cat or dog while the carrier is scanned. If your pet is nervous, a short calming harness or familiar blanket helps, but keep the animal leashed or securely held while you walk through. If an inspection is needed, be calm and follow the TSA agent's cues. Their primary concern is safety and avoiding escapes inside the checkpoint. Why do airlines insist on hard rules about carriers and weight? Think of it like seat belts and overhead bins. The carrier is being treated like a piece of carry-on luggage with a living passenger inside. The underseat space and the cabin environment have fixed limits, size, airflow, the ability to access the animal in an emergency. Cargo holds are pressurized and temperature-controlled on many planes, but not all aircraft or all flights guarantee safe conditions for all animals. It's the same reason cars have child seat laws. The rules protect a vulnerable passenger by prescribing a seat and restraint that fit the space. Cost and risk numbers you need to know. In-cabin pet fees usually run $75 to $200 each way on U.S. carriers. International flights and legacy airlines often charge more. Checked-in or cargo fees vary more widely. Budget $150 to $600 or higher, depending on airline, route, and crate size. If you arrive at the airport without a reservation for the pet or with the wrong paperwork, the missed flight risk is high,
Gate agents typically deny boarding until the issue is resolved, which can mean rebooking fees, $100, $300, or a same-day standby on a later flight. The worst-case consequences if you ignore seasonal cargo embargoes or breed restrictions: your pet can be refused carriage and left behind, or put at health risk due to heat or cold exposure. While fatalities in cargo are rare relative to the number of trips made, they have happened. Take the rules seriously. Here's the cheapest, safest, and most practical approach that works for most cat and dog owners. If your pet fits the airline's in-cabin limits, bring them in the cabin using a soft-sided carrier that meets the airline's exact dimensions.
Buy that carrier from a store that sells airline-approved models, and then practice with your pet at home. Leave the carrier out for weeks, feed meals in it, take short car rides, and do a few trial runs to mimic the airport routine. Book your flights early and choose direct routes. Fewer connections reduce the chance of a crate being transferred to an unpressurized hold or delayed. Travel during the cooler parts of the day for breeds sensitive to heat. Prepare paperwork, vaccination records, a health certificate if required, and ID tags. If your pet must go as checked baggage or manifest cargo, use an IATA-compliant crate sized correctly and line it with absorbent material. Add an attachable water bottle or small dish and a clear label with your contact info and flight details. Many useful links can be found in the description. A specific hidden fee to watch for. Some booking sites and even airline websites will not show the pet fee in the fare breakdown until check-in, or they'll display a checkbox that looks like it adds your pet but doesn't actually reserve a spot. That means you might arrive having paid for 2 human tickets and find no in-cabin allowance. The misleading claim to avoid is pets fly free with infant, or older ESA language stretched into a free seat. Since rules changed, emotional support animals are generally not accepted as free cabin passengers on most major carriers. To refuse the upsell or fix the trick, always call the airline and get written confirmation, email, that a pet spot is reserved and note the reservation number. If an OTA, online travel agency, is used, follow up with the airline directly and request the pet confirmation. If the agent at check-in tries to add a fee that contradicts the email confirmation, ask to speak with a supervisor and show the email on your phone. A few practical checklists and small habits that save time and stress. Measure your pet and the carrier. Bring a soft tape measure to the airport and double-check under-seat clearance at the gate if you have doubts. Use a harness and leash during security, so you don't have to hold your pet in your arms while the carrier goes through screening. Put a familiar-smelling blanket inside the carrier and a small chew or treat to reduce anxiety. Microchip and register your pet and attach up-to-date ID tags. If a pet is separated, a microchip is the fastest way to reunite. Avoid foods that cause stomach upset in the 12 hours before travel. Hydrate, but limit the last meal so accidents are less likely. When it comes to sedation and medication, most vets don't recommend sedatives for air travel because they can depress respiration and make it harder for the animal to maintain normal body temperature. If your vet suggests medication, get a written note describing the drug and dosage and ensure it's allowed by the airline. For breeds with respiratory sensitivity, brachycephalic breeds like pugs, bulldogs, and some cats, many airlines will not accept them in cargo, and some require additional paperwork even for cabin travel. Research breed rules and consider finding an airline that specifically accommodates those breeds, or, when possible, avoid traveling with a short-nosed animal in hot months. If your route forces cargo travel, pick a direct flight, choose the coolest part of the day, and call the cargo department to ask about their live animal handling procedures. Ask whether the aircraft used on your date has a temperature-controlled hold and whether the airline uses ground couriers to move animals between planes. Most major carriers publish their live animal shipping instructions online. Read them and keep a printed copy if possible. One more trick. Refundable pet fees or refundable boarding for pets are rare, but refundable fares that allow rebooking without change fees can be worth the extra cost if you're traveling with an animal. The cost might be higher up front, but avoiding the risk of losing your seat or being forced to take a later flight with a frightened pet is often worth the premium. Finally, on the day of travel, stay calm. Pets pick up on your anxiety. Give them exercise before you leave, keep them hydrated, and keep the carrier door closed in the airport unless you're asked to take the animal out at security. Arrive early, show the paperwork, and keep your confirmation emails handy. If you followed the steps, correct carrier, proper paperwork, confirmed reservation, and a calm approach, the trip will go a lot more smoothly. If this helped, please like and subscribe for more plain-spoken travel advice for occasional flyers. Safe travels to you and your pet.